Have you ever experienced this? Your alarm goes off in the morning, you silence it, and the first thing you do is stay in bed scrolling through short videos, replying to unread messages. Before you know it, 30 minutes have passed. You rush out of bed with anxiety and exhaustion, hurrying to work. By the end of the day, you feel like a spinning top, chased by endless tasks. At night, you're drained, yet feel like you've accomplished nothing truly important. This is Top Tier Logic. I'm Mojo. We see through the logic of money, because wealth is the only chip, to real freedom in this brutal world. But look at the successful people we know. They have to make 100 times more decisions than us daily, yet somehow maintain mental clarity, stay energized, and still have time for exercise and reading. Where's the gap? Actually, what creates the real difference between people isn't often IQ or background, but how they start each day. Research on successful people found over 90% of top performers wake up before 6 a.m. on workdays, and they have an ironclad morning routine. Today, I'll break down 5 golden morning microhabits that separate the rich from everyone else. First point, and the most crucial, wealthy people protect their brain's alpha waves. Our brains emit different waves. When you just wake up, in deep relaxation, that half-asleep stage, your brain releases alpha waves and theta waves. This is an extraordinarily precious state. Because your subconscious door is wide open, your creativity and inspiration are at their peak. But what's the poor person's habit? The moment they open their eyes, this seemingly harmless action is devastatingly harmful. When you open your phone, seeing work tasks from your boss, urgent requests from clients, anxiety-inducing news on social media, your brain is instantly forced to switch to beta waves for handling stress. The first few minutes of your conscious day should be for talking to yourself, setting your day's tone. Instead, you hand it over to others. Your brain gets a powerful signal. I must immediately handle other people's needs. This severely disrupts your focus and peace all day long. So the first iron rule for the wealthy at dawn is, never look at your phone. Keep your freshest, clearest morning hours entirely for yourself. Second point, wealthy people use making your bed to activate a positive loop of tiny wins. In the bestseller Tools of Titans, author Tim Ferriss interviewed hundreds of top performers across industries. He discovered the first thing these people do each morning is surprisingly simple. One widely praised action. This concept was introduced by legendary U.S. Navy Admiral William McRaven. Many think, since you'll sleep in it again tonight, making the bed is pointless. But Admiral McRaven points out, when you make your bed every morning, it means you've already completed your first task of the day. This gives you a small but real sense of pride. The human brain needs to be driven by rewards. This tiny victory stimulates your brain to produce positive feedback, encouraging you to complete Task 2, Task 3. More importantly, even if you have a terrible day outside, when you come home exhausted and see a neat, tidy bed, it reminds you that my life is still under my control. Poor people ignore these details. Wealthy people understand how to use small wins to drive massive daily performance. Third point, wealthy people use meditation to reclaim control over focus and emotions. In Tim Ferriss's interview data, one extremely striking commonality emerged. 80% of top successful people practice some form of meditation every morning. This is no longer just a religious ritual. It's a meta skill that global elites use to strengthen their brains. Why is meditation so important? Because modern life moves too fast. Our minds are filled with anxiety, worry, and distractions. Poor people let these chaotic thoughts run wild in their heads, so they lose emotional control at the first small setback. But wealthy people train their awareness through 10 to 20 minutes of morning meditation every day. The essence of meditation is training yourself to bring your attention back to the present moment. When you close your eyes and focus on breathing, your thoughts will inevitably wander. And when you notice you've lost focus and pull your attention back to breathing, that action is like doing weight training for your brain. Over time, this strengthens your brain's gray matter. So when facing a sudden crisis, you can stay calm, analyze the problem from an observer's perspective, instead of being dragged by emotions. Fourth point, wealthy people write down 3 core tasks to navigate themselves precisely. Many people arrive at the office, open their computer with a blank mind, unsure where to start, or they respond to whatever email appears, rushing around aimlessly all day. This is the classic decision fatigue. Human willpower is like a battery. The more time you spend wrestling with what should I do today, the less energy you have for truly difficult tasks. Top performers do this. They navigate precisely by making lists. Potential master Tony Robbins spends minutes journaling in the morning, and many high performers even write down tomorrow's 3 most core tasks the night before. These 3 things must be what drives real progress for your career or life. When you wake up in the morning, your goals are crystal clear before you. You don't need to waste any willpower thinking. Just execute directly. Poor people hide lazy thinking under busy bodies. Wealthy people have already drawn their treasure map each morning. They focus all their valuable energy on the most critical tasks that generate real returns. Finally, the 5th point, also a law about mind and body. Wealthy people know how to actively change their physical state to awaken their nervous system. Sometimes when we wake up in the morning, we feel sluggish and low. In that state, nothing looks right. What's not a problem becomes a huge obstacle. Poor people usually surrender to this fatigue, brew a coffee, and let their body slowly boot up over hours. But Tony Robbins points out, when we're feeling down, we can't find solutions. And to break this mental gridlock, the fastest, most effective way is to change your physical state. Tony Robbins does something extreme every morning. He takes a cold shower or plunges into an ice bath. That moment of extreme cold forces your nervous system awake instantly. It drives blood to your brain, making your thoughts crystal clear within seconds. If you can't handle cold water, you can follow what former U.S. President Obama or Twitter founder Jack Dorsey do. Do a few sets of brief high-intensity exercise in the morning, or do a deep breathing session. These seemingly painful physical shocks trigger your brain to release powerful endorphins. Wealthy people understand. Instead of sitting around waiting for your mood to improve, actively trigger your body to instantly break through low energy. Get yourself into that I feel unstoppable peak state first thing in the morning. Looking back on this, why don't you examine how you spent your morning today? Were you again wasting your morning's most precious hours in rushing and anxiety on meaningless social media and others' demands? Do you keep complaining you have no time to grow while letting laziness dominate how you start each day? Remember, this world will never go easy on you just because you're tired. Starting tomorrow morning, boldly leave your phone outside the bedroom. Give yourself undisturbed time. Go make your bed. Meditate quietly for 10 minutes. Write down today's core goals. Then use exercise to awaken your sleeping body. How you spend your morning is how you'll spend your life. Master the first hour after waking is to install the most powerful acceleration engine for your life. When you truly master using these tiny habits to launch a positive loop, you'll be deeply grateful to tomorrow's self that wakes early and actively rebuilds their life. If this episode helped you, please subscribe to Top Tier Logic, give it a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell. We'll continue uncovering the underlying logic behind growth and wealth next time. I'm Mojo. See you next episode.